is strengthening integrity and the evolving roles of spokespersons in leadership communication. Special guest of honor, Speaker Tajuddin Abbas, notes that in an era when information spreads faster than wildfire, certified spokespersons must be engaged in information management. On his part, Information Minister Mohammed Idris espoused this, highlighting the cadre system of public relations and civil service.
In this challenging information landscape, the role of spokespersons has evolved from being mere mouthpieces to becoming custodians of public trust. Our commitment to inclusivity, accountability, and transparency is essential to counter false narratives and build a reservoir of public trust.
It is imperative for the media to be ever more present as it equips individuals with the tools to decipher, analyze, and evaluate messages conveyed through various media channels, enabling the latitude to make informed decisions and engage with media content responsibly.
After the presidential assent to establish the first University of Public Relations, Chairman of the occasion, Olusegun Oshoba, bears his experience on roles of spokespersons. Just as President, Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, Ike Neliaku, reeled out attempts to stamp out quackery.
Job of a spokesperson: engage the people, sell your product, sell your principle in a way that you can convince the entire audience.
The spokesperson shapes public perception and ensures the timely delivery of the right messages to the appropriate audiences based on the peculiarities of his environment.
Speaker Tajuddin Abbas was conferred with the Fellowship of the Institute. As this summit charts newer pathways for mentorship and leadership, there is a renewed commitment from NIPR and strategic partners to uphold standards of public relations to drive national development. In Abuja, Ayodeji, Makinde, NTA News.
And to boost food production, Nigeria has launched an agriculture sector working group to ensure efficient implementation of the resolutions of the African Union heads of state on agri-food system transformation, in line with the 2025 Kampala Declaration. In an event jointly organized in Abuja by ActionAid Nigeria and Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security, the group was charged with the responsibility of achieving food security in Nigeria. Ekene Nduluwe reports.
Growing concerns over food insecurity and rising unemployment, African heads of state met in January 2025 in Kampala, Uganda, and adopted far-reaching resolutions on transforming the agricultural sector in the continent. Nigeria is taking actions on domesticating these resolutions, and the multi-sectoral agricultural technical working group is charged with the responsibility of strengthening intersectoral linkages in the implementation of programs on agri-food transformation system.
To consult with relevant stakeholders on the development of the strategy and action plan for the implementation of the Kampala Declaration 2026-2035.
We need to build resilient agri-food systems that can withstand any shock, anytime.
Stakeholders acknowledge the significance of the action, stressing that transformation of agriculture is essential to driving economic growth, reducing poverty, and empowering youth and women in rural areas.
I commend the formation of this working group, which I consider timely and strategic. It provides a multi-stakeholder platform to share knowledge, experiences, and practices.
We need to increase the yields as a way of making sure that we have enough food produced in Nigeria.
The group is expected to submit a national strategy and action plan for adoption on or before 30th October 2025. In Abuja, Ekene Nduluwe, NTA News.
Minister of Defense Mohammed Badr Abubakar held an operational briefing with the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, and the service chiefs at the Ship House, Abuja. The high-level meeting provided a comprehensive appraisal of the prevailing security landscape across the country, focusing on the current security situation in Borno and Plateau State, North and other areas most affected by insurgency, banditry and communal unrest. The discussions centered on how to boost ongoing military operations, intelligence coordination, interagency collaboration and resource allocation, and to achieve sustainable peace and national stability. The minister stressed his commitment to working together with the armed forces to evolve effective strategies that will bring lasting solutions to Nigeria's security challenges. We'll bring more efforts in this regard, but that will be after this break. Stay tuned. In the wake of renewed violent attacks in parts of Plateau State, with the latest in Zike Kwal and Kimakwa in Bassa local government area, the Inspector General of Police, Olukayode Egbetokun, says the police is deploying alternative means of ending the cycle of violence in the state. He stated this while on an assessment visit to Plateau State. Let's hear the report.
The Inspector General of Police was in the state for a critical assessment of the renewed violent attacks on Zike Kwal and Kimakwa Monday morning, where about 51 persons, including women and children, were killed. While in Jos, the IGP commiserated with the government and families of those killed in the unprovoked attacks. He condemned the attacks in its entirety, saying the force has deployed more men and assets and is intensifying efforts to identify the masterminds of the attacks.
We will continue to work tirelessly until we're able to solve these problems. The criminals are exploiting the obvious fact that it is not possible for us to cover all the vulnerable communities in Plateau State with manpower. But what we cannot cover with manpower, we will look for other ways of covering them. Governor
Caleb Mutfwang described the incident as a major setback to the peace the state has enjoyed in the last 1 year, 3 months.
And what has happened in the hinterland of Plateau is plain murder, is sheer criminality that took place, where innocent lives were massacred.
Meanwhile, the Assistant Inspector General of Police in charge of Zone 4, Zachariah Ferra Achinyang, is on ground to oversee the operations in Jos. Indenyan and Deabayang, NTA News.
Internal security issues must be promptly addressed to gain citizens' confidence in the police force, and this has to be achieved through the renewed mandate to the force by President Bola Tinubu. Minister of Police Affairs Ibrahim Gaidam emphasized this at the 2025 Management Staff Retreat of the Ministry in Abuja. Francis Form reports.
A key focus of my tenure is addressing the needs of the rank and file within the police force.
It is the second phase of the 2024 Management Retreat of the Ministry of Police Affairs, aimed at aligning the ministry's operations with global best practices anchored on the principles of trust, transparency, and public confidence, core pillars for effective policing in Nigeria.
This initiative reflects the current administration recognition of the urgent need for transformation within our policing system.
By working together, we can enhance security infrastructure,
strengthen police capabilities to address security challenges, improve police welfare, support the well-being of police personnel.
Inspector General of Police in a message noted that the retreat's theme strikes at the core of what is urgently needed to reposition the nation's internal security architecture for enhanced efficiency and long-term sustainability.
We believe that a well-coordinated policy environment backed by strategic leadership is essential for delivering on our collective mandate of ensuring internal security and creating the enabling environment for socioeconomic development both at the national and subnational levels.
There will be a need for us to emphasize good networking with the legislature. If not, ministries will not achieve much.
The gathering serves as a vital platform for collaboration on ways to enhance workforce quality, professionalism, and performance across all levels of the system. Francis from NTA News.
In Kaduna State, the Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Hassan Bala Abubakar, is committing to improving the health and well-being of staff and Nigerians through effective health workforce and service delivery. He stated this in a message at the matriculation ceremony of the Set 6 nursing students of the Nigerian Air Force College of Nursing Sciences in the state. Suraj Abdullahi reports.
And respect the provisions of the Nigerian Air Force College of Nursing Sciences.
This oath-taking marks the incorporation of these young men and women into the fold of the Health Training College of the Nigerian Air Force, which by extension will contribute to the larger workforce of the Nigerian health sector. Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Hassan Bala Abubakar, represented by the Chief Medical Services of the Nigerian Air Force, Air Vice Marshal Anthony Ekpe, says this aligns with the Force Command philosophy and President Tinubu's Renew Hope agenda on improving health sector.
Whether you're a military personnel or not, the expectations are the same. You are being trained to become professionals who are trusted with lives. In that responsibility, there is no room for mediocrity. Our shared duty is to raise the standard of care across the board, from urban hospitals to rural clinics, from military facilities to public health centers. As you embark on this new chapter of your academic journey, I urge you to seize every opportunity for growth and learning that comes your way.
Other speakers challenged the students to key into global medical standards through hard work and dedication.
These 120 nursing students are expected to undergo study for 2 years to add value not only to the Nigerian Air Force medical services, but also to the Nigerian healthcare delivery as a whole. From Kaduna, Suraj Abdullahi, NTA News.
The Nigerian Center for Disease Control and Prevention and CDC has confirmed 127 deaths from Lassa fever in 2025, warning that late presentation of cases and poor sanitation or sanitary conditions are driving the fatality rate higher. The NCDC advises Nigerians to take preventive measures seriously by avoiding contact with rodents, maintaining clean environments, and reporting to health facility promptly when symptoms like fever, headache, or unexplained bleeding are. And the NCDC's report indicates a total of 674 cases having been confirmed from 4,025 suspected cases across 18 states and 93 local government areas, with 15 new cases and 5 deaths reported from 6 states: Ondo, Bauchi, Edo, Taraba, Ebonyi, and Gombe State. The NCDC, however, reported that no new health worker infections or was infected during the report. In a bid to promote disability inclusive policies and stigmatization, The Office of the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Special Needs and Equal Opportunities, Mohammed Abba Isa, and the United Nations President Coordinator, Mohammed Fall, are seeking ways to address challenges faced by persons with disability and promote disability inclusion.
The policy, you have the commitment, you have the institutional framework, and then you have the data architecture that help you to work. Because the challenge is now how you can translate this into programming areas.
You know, there's a Washington Group tool that we can use to generate data. So if you're doing that sectorally or across, that would be nice for us to start gathering specific data.
It's a priority area, like UNRC said, of our actions, but we want to put add to it some kind of accountability measurement. And if it starts at the presidency level, they trickle down easily. And we can emphasize, amplify the same message in different ministries we collaborate with.
So far, persons with disability, they are facing a multiple challenge in terms of accessibility in infrastructure, access to education, access to inclusive education. Our meeting here is a great milestone for all the duty bearers, ministry, department, and agencies, so that they can come in order to see that we implement disability inclusive development in line with the mandate that Mr. President gave us.
Working together, Nigeria can create a more inclusive society where persons with disabilities will have equal opportunities to thrive and contribute to economic growth, aligning with the United Nations Sustainable Goals. Jigawa State Governor Umar Namadi has launched the construction of a 29-kilometer road linking Dolen, Kwana, Garun, Gabas, and Hadija. Mohammed Musa Askeri reports that the 7.8 billion naira project targets to enhance regional connectivity and economic growth in the area.
29-kilometer road project to be executed with an asphaltic concrete overlay is designed to improve connectivity and enhance the economic livelihoods of farming communities in the region. Governor Namadi explained that the road will enable farmers to transport their produce more efficiently from farmlands to markets and homes, ultimately driving development across benefiting communities. This project is just one of the 47 road construction planned across Jigawa State, totaling 800 kilometers and awarded at a cumulative cost of over 300 billion naira under the current
Damaturu. Yunusa Suleiman reports.
University Teaching Hospital, Damaturu,